Hello everyone and welcome back to Chronos Plays Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. Today, we are pressing the hell out of Atme. So, that would be 1 o'clock in the morning of the 12th, correct?
That's an impressive deduction, sir lawyer.
You were on security duty that night? Where exactly were you at that time?
A penetrating question.
I was in the basement warehouse near the computer. Near the computer, huh? So when you weren't trying to remain hidden. So then you weren't trying to remain hidden, I take it.
Up until this point, I have tried to remain concealed while waiting for the thief.
Yeah, he said the same thing yesterday, too.
Gumshoe also said they never spotted the thief at the crime scene before. Precisely! That is precisely why I chose not to hide last night. I knew that by not concealing myself, I'd be putting pressure on the thief.
Looks like the thief was the one applying pressure. Your pigeony, on your pigeony head, that is. Pigeon? That is an insult to pigeons. What?
In any case...
Why are you insulting pigeons? Dancingly descended. From where exactly?
Well, from the entrance, I suppose. Where else?
So in actuality, he neither danced nor descended. Someone please save me. So how is it that you didn't notice the thief?
My eyes were looking for the thief's shadow while my ears listening for his footprints. And but even so, the dastardly criminal managed to sneak up on me. And I can only be due to the subtly camouflaged cape and soft-soled shoes. I hereby dub you Ace Dunce. You didn't see the criminal's face when that happened? Well, that's the difficult part. How should I put it? I saw his mask. That's all I can recall.
That's not very solid as far as testimony goes.
However, fortunately I had my third monocle, the security camera, at the ready. I captured his image perfectly. This should be sufficient, I believe.
Well, as long as this photo is authentic, I don't see a problem here. Well, Mr. Godot, do you have any problems with the photo? Good, then let's continue with the testimony. Attacked and knocked unconscious, and you weren't able to do a thing. That's certainly some very impressive detective work.
Well, sir lawyer, have you ever been suddenly struck on the head?
Huh? Well, actually, yes. By fire extinguisher.
And what happened?
I was knocked out.
And you lost your memory, too. You see, you have no right to look down on me, do you?
You know what? He has a point.
The reason I didn't lose my memory is because I have more brains to begin with.
Okay, now he's just being rude. He may have brains, but the wiring, the self-reflection part, seems to be severed.
In any case, that was how he was knocked and senseless. And then...
Okay, so one of the inconsistencies here is that they mentioned there being a scuffle, right? Like a little fight. But he was knocked out instantly, about this 30 minutes. My silver cord was loosened and my soul fled to the golden halls of Elysium.
As usual, I have no idea what he's talking about.
I think he's saying he was out cold. So, what happened during these 30 minutes?
No one can say, Your Honor. The span of time was truly vanished into the ether.
So what is he going on about?
Is something suspicious about Detective Atme?
Yeah.
How could he not have noticed when the thief came in?
Also, he says he was knocked unconscious before he could fight back. That can't be right. It contradicts the evidence.
Huh? Which piece?
The real question is, why would he tell such an obvious lie? Because he's an idiot. Let's present... Probably here? Yes. Here. Found in the shadow of Amy Faye's statue. Looks like it was torn off some clothes. Mr. Atme, could you take a look at this with the special monocle of yours?
Aha! This belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch nemesis, Master Mask. It is, in point of fact, Master Mask's brooch.
It was found on the floor of the basement warehouse. I wonder how that happened.
Ah, elementary, my dear lawyer. I'll see if it wasn't glued on well enough.
Not quite. It clearly shows signs of being ripped off a piece of clothing. Ripped off? Aha! We can only deduce that the thief struggled with someone that night. That's the only thing I can think of. And there's only one person that was in a position to have struggle with the thief. The only person that was on security duty that night. You, Detective Atman.
Irk.
Detective Atman, you may have fought with the thief that night. You must have fought. So why did you lie in your testimony to the court? Witness, giving false testimony is a serious crime.
No. Just wait a moment. You sir, old timer?
Don't talk to me like I'm living in a nursing home.
I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I've been dealing with so many cases lately.
The true measure of a man is the amount of work he does. That's what I always say.
Nick, you can only handle one case at a time. Isn't that right?
You talk too much. You never shut up. Witness, you are now saying that you fought the thief. Hold on. That's quite enough, Your Honor. Excuse me? Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules.
Indeed, I understand. I, Luke Atman, agree completely.
So what are you guys in on it together? Fight with the thief.
Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. However, Luke Atman cannot be so easily discombobulated. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights only with his fists.
Or a laser sword, or just a sword. Or, their fists. Or with like a Gatling gun grafted to your hand. Or kicks. Tonfas. Oh, stabs. Oh, mechs. Giant mechs. Oh, big-ass mechs that you can just pilot. Oh, absolutely. Bazookas. Another one. Yeah. Machine guns. Yeah, no, you can just fight with anything, dog.
His first blow struck true. Bam! That's all she wrote.
So in the end, you did catch a glimpse of Master Mask.
Correct. It was during his third crime that he struck me from behind. It seems that my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak.
Well, that's certainly understandable. I myself always get confused about which testimony goes with which case. That can't be good. That actually is really bad, Your Honor. That's actually really bad. Okay, so let's press everything. So, why did you look away from the door anyways?
In addition to the camera, I prepared a variety of other sensors as well. The alarm on one of those had gone off, so I had to check the data. That's why I went to the computer. Elegantly, of course.
So you were momentarily vulnerable when you were working on the computer. What should I do? Should I ask more questions? Yeah? About the sensor? What kind of sensors are you talking about?
There are other places in the basement that someone could enter and exit from. There are air-conditioned ducts, sewer pipes, a cat door as well. I hooked up heat-detecting, infrared, and ultraviolet sensors to each of them.
That's a lot of hardware. Was it all yours?
Lordly Tail Department Store was kind enough to provide the monitoring equipment. Naturally, the security camera that took the photo belongs to them as well.
In other words, he couldn't have rigged the equipment, huh?
Has that cleared up any doubts you had about me, Sir Lawyer?
Oh, no. God, no. Absolutely not. Before we actually press there, I want to press this one more time. Because I want to ask him about the other one. About the computer. So did that computer belong to Lordly Taylor as well?
Correct. Well, except for the program that manages the data. That was specially designed by me. Look at me.
In that case, he could have easily manipulated the data.
What's wrong, Sir Lawyer?
Okay. What does that mean, discombobulated? Young people these days, that really irritates me. They allow perfectly good old words to die until everyone forgets what they mean. Sorry, but what exactly does it mean anyways? Now I've forgotten. What was I saying? Jeez! It's better than old people who forget what they were saying 5 seconds ago. Well, it looks like we've cleared that up. You can go on with your testimony. I don't think we cleared up shit, man. What do you mean by weapon from the side?
Naturally, that thief had no idea that I, Luke Atme, was hiding in the area. He grabbed the sword from the statue that was standing by the door to the warehouse.
Sword? Oh, you mean the sword that was all twisted like a tree branch?
Correct. Fortunately for me, the blade was not sharp.
Okay, so he is talking about the Tichi Sito. So the thief armed himself with a sword. And what about yourself, witness? You had that much faith in your own fighting abilities.
But of course, in college, I was a second in charge of the boxing club.
Sorry if I failed to find that appropriately repressive.
However, my opponent in the ring this time was my arch-nemesis, Master Mask!
This guy is a real piece of work. Okay. Can you tell us a little more about what happened?
My opponent was both powerful and vicious. You might say he was powericious.
Powericious, huh?
I assumed the Atme fighting stance, but a sudden flash of light blinded me. That, of course, was checkmate. My opponent had bested me.
What do I do? Should I ask more about this? I guess you were blinded? So what was the flash that... Also, your fighting stance is horribly named. This flash of light that blinded you.
I was bathed in a golden light that seemed to come from the statue of the woman.
Statue of Amy Faye, I'm guessing.
That wasn't very much help at all. Well, what do you think, Nick?
Well, there's one thing that I absolutely am sure of.
Yeah? What is it?
That Luke Atme guy, he's definitely hiding something.
But why?
I think I'm starting to figure out what really happened that night. And about the true nature of this detective. Yeah, this is where the other questions were. Yeah. So, fighting style. What is this Atme fighting style?
I'm sorry, but that's a trade secret. I really can't say any more. But I suppose I can tell you if I absolutely must. The main thing is to put your back against the wall, or to the wall. That way, no one can get behind you.
That's it? That's the Atme fighting style. Well, Mr. Wright, what about that testimony? It was very important? Because he was attacked from behind, right? Of course it's important. We learned the detective's secret technique after all. Yes, indeed. I'll remember to use it if I ever take a walk alone at night. Why the heck is he eyeballing me like that? It's creeping me out. Oh, because in the other game, he thinks you're trying to kill him. We'll go ahead and add that secret information to your official testimony. Okay, so... We'll press again, because why not? Where is this third eye you're talking about?
Oh, it's right between my right and left eyebrow.
It's quite... Why didn't you just say in the center of your head? Anyways,
it's quite invisible to the unenlightened. You may call the forehead, you see?
You just say your forehead. Why didn't you just say your yeah.
Sir Lawyer, it looks like the creases in your own forehead are getting deeper. So Mr. Atme got hit on the forehead then.
That's what he says.
I got a funny feeling about that.
Actually, so do I. Well, what do you think? I think I'm gonna have to go back there and present something. But it's gonna take a second. So... Yeah, okay. So... Back of the head, yeah. Detective Atme, your testimony is crumbling like a house of cards.
What fun is this, lawyer? It truly is a pleasure to cross swords with you. And now, once again, you have thrown down the gauntlet at my armored feet.
I believe this is what you said yesterday.
Now the coward must have wormed his way through somewhere besides the door. Then my arch-nemesis struck me on the head from behind with this gruesome item.
From behind, But just now you testified that he struck you on the forehead. I hardly think you could forget where you were hit on the head.
Well, it seems I made another mistake.
Detective Atmay, that's not the only strange part of your testimony. What do you mean by that? For example, the very fact that you hid the calling card from the police itself is strange. It's almost as if you were afraid they were going to help with the security.
Geniuses such as myself have always been misunderstood. How sad.
That's wrong. You're no genius. You actually sound almost like I thought you would. To err is human. To forgive is divine. Humans aren't machines. They have souls, feelings. They live, they die, they love, they hate. And yes, they even make mistakes. Hey, hold on. It's not as pretty as that. Really? What is it like then? Always chase a riddle down to the end. That's one of my rules. Are you drinking literal black sludge, by the way? Because that was not coffee. This is it. Might just be my chance to turn things around. Really? I highly doubt that, because we're still in the first part of the trial. And there's bound to be at least 2 parts. Mr. Wright, what exactly are you asserting? Very well, Your Honor. The defense asserts that... Well, I mean... Shit, it could be either one of these, huh? Or either one of these. Let's go with the obvious one. Well, music stopped. The answer is simple. It's all clear to me now. Detective Luke Atmay's true identity is actually Mask the Mask.
Yeah!
Order in the court, Mr. Wright. What is the meaning of this? There are too many unnatural parts of Mr. Atmay's story. He says he was hiding at this crime scene, which is why no one ever saw him there. And then, in his last case, he manages to outperform Detective Gumshoe, which isn't that hard, sure, and the entire police force, which is harder, forced to miraculously retrieve the stolen treasure.
That's because I analyzed the crime scene data and made an exquisitely elegant deduction. I picked up clues that the police overlooked in order to arrive at a...
Oh, please. The explanation is far simpler than that, Detective Atmay. The truth is that you are, in fact, Mask the Mask. But Mr. Wright, this photo, it clearly shows Mask the Mask. The security camera belongs to Lordly Tail's art department store. He shouldn't have been able to manipulate it. He didn't need to manipulate it. He gained access to the warehouse under the pretense of providing security. Then he simply dressed up as the thief and stole the urn. So, the ace detective is actually the ace thief. Is that true, witness?
To Mask's MO is pure genius, and so am I, Luke Atmay, ace detective. You're very clever to have come to such a conclusion. I'm impressed, Sir Lawyer.
What? Witness, you're admitting it.
Nick, now's your chance.
Yes, time to put the last nail in this guy's coffin. When you assume the Objection. Yeah, exactly. Did you throw coffee at me? That looks like coffee. Godot blend number 102, my personal favorite. Mr. Godot! The ace detective is actually an ace thief. I smell a best-selling novel. There's only one problem. It simply isn't true. But Mr. Godot, Mr. Wright has made some very strong points, and I'll admit my opponent has woven a compelling narrative out of whole cloth. But it is, in fact, nothing more than a patchwork quality, Mr. Triton. If this detective really is a thief, then show us the proof you claim. But it had better be as hot, and as perfect as the copy dripping down your face. Well, Mr. Wright, don't just stand there. This court would like to see this decisive proof you have, quickly. Huh? Oh, yes, of course. I don't have any proof, do I? It's the big rush. Are you alright, Nick? I mean, it looks pretty rattled right now. I'd like to finish this right now if I can. But can I really do it? The decisive evidence that proves Mr. Luke Atmay is... We don't have anything. We don't have anything. Like, if we found, like, an urn that was, like, in the same shape but, like, a different color or something, we could do that, but We don't have an urn. We don't have any other, so we haven't found it yet. Proof? Of course I've got nothing. Huh. Which is what I thought. A man has to hold his head up high, no matter how bad things get, after all. I see. I thought perhaps you had some evidence to back up your assertion, whatever. This is no good. I gotta stay on the attack. I'll never get another chance to prove that this guy is the thief. Don't give up, Nick. Think harder and try again. That's no good. I'm not ready yet. But are you going to just give up and let us lose this? So you come to your senses, have you, Mr. Lawyer? I can't think of a counterattack at all. Was that the wrong choice? Do I actually have evidence? Seems as the cloud of suspicion surrounding the witness has lifted. Mr. Godot, hold it. What? Who? Oh, God. Who are you? That doesn't really matter right now, does it? Ms. Delight, what are you doing here? Nicky boy, the thing you've been looking for. Look, I think I found it. Oh, you found it in the bag! Oh, you mean that bag? No, not that bag. What's in the bag? Well, that's the sacred urn, Nick! It's the urn! Order! You, madam! That urn, where did you find it? You never believe it. It was in the office of Mr. Fancy Pants Ace Detective, Luke Atme. Oh, Desi, you're the best! Okay. So I got paint on it from the spill in the basement. Well, how can you explain that, Mr. Atme? Even you are going to have a hard time weaseling out of this one. Huh. Pathetic. Mr. Godot, do you have something that you wish to say? Yes, Your Honor. It simply amazes me how quickly times change. In the old days, a man was to be taken at his word. It's truly sad. You're still denying that Mr. Atme was involved. Before casting aspirations at Detective Atme, consider the young lady here. Her name is Desi Delight. Is that correct? Yeah! What about it? You want to get dragged behind my motorcycle? Huh. How charming. The lengths that a woman is willing to go to save her husband is truly inspiring. What are you insinuating? As the wife of the criminal, you could have discovered the urn anywhere, including the office of that good detective here. Should have stole that yesterday. So you found the urn. So what does that prove? It certainly doesn't prove where the urn was before you found it. What? I just brought it here from the detective's office. Please, madam, this town is already filled to the brim with lies. Any more could only compound the tragedy that we have been witness to. You're wrong. I would never do such a thing. Ms. Delight. Please, Nicky boy, you gotta help me talk some sense into these people. There must be some way. I gotta prove the urn was actually... Show fingerprints on the urn. Show fingerprints on the urn. I can prove where the urn was by the fingerprints on it. Fingerprints, huh? Oh, come on. I wear gloves all the time. Now you're really making me laugh, Sir Lawyer. Fingerprints indeed. May I go on? Good. Now, it would be perfectly understandable if my fingerprints were on the urn. After all, it was I who was guarding the urn in the first place. In any case... it was in a box. It was on a box. It was in a box. In any case, I was always in the habit of wearing gloves, as you can see. So unfortunately, my fingerprints wouldn't be evidence of anything. What about it, Mr. Wright? The witness's fingerprints would mean nothing anyway. Nick, what are you going to do now? I've come too far to turn back now. Atme must have brought the urn to his office yesterday. And there, I'm sure someone must have left their fingerprints on it. Defense proposes that the fingerprints on this person should be... Okay. Yeah, I mean... Now I'm confused! Oh no! I'm not confused! I'm not confused! Phoenix reached into the thing. His fingerprint should be on it.
So what is this all this fuss about fingerprints anyway?
Mr. Atme, do you recall the events of yesterday? Hey Nick, come on! Open it up! Hey, wait a minute. You can't just open this private property. Don't be such a fuddy-duddy. This is an important investigation. Well, what's in there? Hang on, I'm taking it out now. Whatever it is, it feels kind of hard and smooth.
Well, hello there.
It's true that I didn't get a chance to look into the bag at the time, but I did touch what was inside.
What? You touched it?
And I remember very well. It was smooth and hard.
Well, that was just...
Your Honor, I'd like the court to examine the fingerprints on the urn. If my fingerprints are on there, then it proves that the urn was in Detective Atme's office. Well, even if your fingerprints are on the urn, it still doesn't prove when they were put on there, does it? Of course it does. What did you say? It's not what I say, but what Miss Andrews, the person in charge of the exposition, said. I polished it until it was just about to glow. It was glowing. I thought maybe I could make it look even more valuable. If she polished it that much, she must remove any and all fingerprints on it. And the only chance I had to get my fingerprints on it after that was yesterday at the Atme Detectives Agency. This blend, Godot blend 107. I decided it's a little too bitter after all. Order! Order! I accept the defense's request. Bailiff, take this urn.
Wait! Wait a moment, Your Honor. There's no need for that.
No need for this, you say?
Precisely. I already know Mr. Wright's fingerprints are on the urn.
What are you saying? Yes, I finally broken him down.
Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one myself. Here I am, a tragic clown.
His hand's nuttier than a fruitcake.
You see, it was me all along. I am the one and only Master Mask. I hope you all enjoyed my little performance.
Okay. Well, Mr. Godot, what's Mr. Atme's condition? He's still in the lobby, laughing insanely, Your Honor. I wish I could enjoy the joke as much as he seems to. Well, it looks like the matter has been settled. I came previously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of thief. Nick, you were right after all. This is a very short trial if that's the case, but I highly doubt it. Yeah, I guess Mr. Delight really wasn't the thief. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight. Hold it, yeah, okay. You're wrong! Wrong, I tell you! I mean, not exactly wrong so much, but actually not right is what I was really trying to say. Oh no, he's not. This can't be happening. The thief! That sneaky, audacious thief who's been stealing all the treasures! It's me! It's him! I'm him! I'm the one you want! I'm the thief, I tell you! So do it! Pronounce me guilty, please! I don't know what kind of kangaroo court you all think this is, but... The true identity of the thief has already been proven. Please hurry up and pass judge. What are you talking about? I already confessed! I'm the thief, I tell you! Mr. Godot, don't just stand there and drinking coffee. Hey there, Mr. Thief. Yes, sir? If you're really a man, then clean up your own mess. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't have any idea what you mean. If you're masked the mask, then prove it. That's what it means. Yes, sir, I'll be happy to! He says he'll be happy to, Nick. It's kinda cute. He's 100% committed to his fantasy. Good boy. Just remember one thing. A boy only gets one chance in his life to become a man. I know that! Desi tells me that every night! Okay, that's a little too much for the court, but we're listening. Oh, well, I'll have a listen to this confession. But, like... We're gonna listen to that confession like next time though, Ron, you goddamn idiot. That's it for this episode. Bye.